105. Who is the true ascetic? Only an ant can pick up sugar from the sand. No elephant can do so. Similarly, people proud of wealth, race, or family cannot gain any virtue or learn any lesson from the creation of the Lord. Philosophy of the Masters. On 13 different occasions, Sukdev, son of Rishi Ved Vyas and an advanced soul from birth, set out for King Janak's palace to ask him to be his guru. It was his father who had instructed him to go to King Janak, since he was the only perfect master of those days. Each time he left his home, Sukdev turned back. He could not accept the idea of a guru who was not of the same background as himself. Sukdev was from a high caste family of priests and ascetics. In his eyes, King Janak, a warrior, was living a life of sensual luxury, surrounded by all the splendid things that riches and power could bring. Only when the sage Narad came to Sukdev in disguise and revealed to him that he had already lost 12 of his 14 merits, did he decide, like it or not, that he would have to be obedient to his father's command. Inflamed with pride about his father's position as a great holy man, he imagined that the king would come part of the way to receive him, but no one came to meet him. So when he reached the palace, he sent word to King Janak that the son of Ved Vyas had arrived. "Let him stand near the stable-keeper's quarters," ordered the king. As it happened, he was standing in the line of fire whenever the sweepings from the palace stables were thrown over the wall, and as a result he was buried under the rubbish. 4 days went by. At last King Janak asked, "What has happened to Sukdev, son of Rishi Ved Vyas, who came to seek an interview with me?" "He awaits your pleasure, sire," replied a courtier. By this time, Sukdev could neither move forward nor backward because he was stuck in the pile of refuse. "Let him be extricated, bathed, dressed, and presented to me," ordered the king. King Janak, knowing that Sukdev was proud of his renunciation and that he considered King Janak to be a man of sensual pleasures, played out a strange and elaborate drama for him. When Sukdev entered the king's room, he saw that the king was having one leg massaged by a beautiful woman, while his other leg rested on a bed of hot coals. Seeing this, Sukdev began to realize what a great mistake he had been making all the time. Still, to augment his faith further, King Janak created yet another spectacle. A servant came running to report to him that the whole town was on fire. "God's will," said the king, unperturbed. In a short time another report came that the entire countryside was now in flames. "God's will," repeated the king. A further report came that all of the king's courts had gone up in flames. "It is God's will," said the king serenely. Finally the news came that his own palace was on fire. Still the king was content to resign himself to God's will. Sukdev now thought that the king was a great fool because he did nothing to prevent the fire from spreading. He promptly picked up his bundle and stick and was ready to run for it. The king was aware of what was passing through Sukdev's mind and caught him by the arm, saying, "Look, all of my wealth and possessions have been reduced to ashes, and I haven't bothered about them. Yet here you are worried about your cheap bundle and stick. You are so proud to be a sage. So tell me now, which one of us is truly the hermit?" Sukdev remained silent, for again it had been brought home to him that the true ascetic was the king. He then requested initiation, but the king replied at once, "You are not deserving." At the back of his mind, King Janak knew that Sukdev needed to be prepared for an even deeper realization, So he then ordered his officials to arrange for a gala day throughout the city. Festivities, dances, plays, and spectacles of all kinds were to be held in honor of Sukdev and to serve as entertainment for him. When everything was ready, King Janak invited Sukdev to go through the city and enjoy all the brilliance and gaiety that had been made ready in his honor. Just before he set out, the king made this request: "Sukdev, it is my wish that you carry a cup of milk filled to the brim wherever you go today." King Janak then bade the officer in charge of Sukdev's escort to step forward and gave him the following instructions: "Take Sukdev through every part of the city. Let him see everything and miss nothing. We must do all possible honor to our guest. But if Sukdev should spill a single drop of milk from his cup, my orders are that you should behead him on the spot." Accompanied by his guard of honor dressed in magnificent uniforms, Sukdev went through the city, and late that night returned to King Janak's palace. "I am glad that you have seen our celebration in your honor," the king told him. "How did you enjoy the entertainments? Did you find fault with anything that was done?" "O king, as matters turned out, I saw nothing of all the show," Sukdev replied, "for at every moment all my thoughts were concentrated on this cup, lest I should spill a drop and lose my life." King Janak smiled. "Sukdev," he said, "that is how I live in the midst of all this luxury and grandeur. I see nothing, for at every moment my thoughts are concentrated on the Lord, lest I too should lose my life. Imagine," the king went on, "that the cup is death, the milk that is within it is your mind, and the festivities are the ephemeral pleasures and splendors of the world. I pass through this world with great caution, so that the milk of the mind is not spilt or agitated, and all attention is concentrated every moment on Him. For even a moment spent in not thinking of Him would be death for me." King Janak was able to see that Sukdev's mind had been humbled, and that he was ready, so he was pleased to give him initiation into the secrets of discipleship on the spiritual path of the Word. Pride and lack of faith are two of the greatest obstacles in the way of finding a guru and true enlightenment. Sukdev had to face many trials and tribulations before he could overcome his crippling pride and his doubts about King Janak.